Flagler Beach once again. Now today on Living in Daytona Beach, we're going to be up at the north end of Flagler Beach in Florida. And it's, again, like I say, it's about 18 miles north of Daytona Beach, but Flagler is completely unique. There's not any type of driving beach up at Flagler. And the reason is, the sand is way too soft and the ocean is pretty sharp when it comes in. It's a real quick shelf coming into Flagler Beach. The sand is much softer, like I said. Unique, it's a little tan, brown type sand. Now Flagler Beach in itself is unique. I'm a dog lover and I love to bring my dog to the beach. Flagler Beach is extremely dog friendly. Extremely dog friendly. So today on Living in Daytona Beach, we're up here at Flagler Beach once again. We're going to talk about homes in the area for sale. We're going to talk about restaurants to eat at. We're going to talk about some parks you can visit while you live here, or even if you're visiting some parks you can visit in the area. Some of the beach access, and look at some of the glorious and awesome beaches area right here in Flagler Beach. You can see here the beach, or the ocean comes in pretty strong right here. If you're a bodyboarder, it's a great spot to be. You will get some really good surf. They do have surf competitions up here, kind of closer to the Flagler Beach Pier down there at the Funky Pelican. But today we're gonna focus on looking around the north end of Flagler Beach. One thing that's so fantastic about Flagler Beach is that it's extremely dog friendly. So if you're a dog lover, Flagler Beach would be the place to be, right, Chaco? So hey, this is Todd with Living in Daytona Beach. If this is the first time to the channel, go ahead, hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a thing about living in Flagler Beach, Daytona Beach, or any of the surrounding areas. And as always, if you're moving in 3 days to 3 months, 12 days to 12 months, if you're moving to Daytona Beach, moving to the surrounding area or Florida, give us a call, text, email, set up a Zoom video call, or leave us a comment, because we will make your move memorable. So today, we're at Flagler Beach, Florida. Let's get to it. So the one good thing about Flagler Beach is that the beach access is not directly to the beach, but you can park either along A1A going north, or you can park going south. Now the section I'm in right now, you have to park on the opposite side of A1A. A1A runs north to south right along the coastline here. We're in Flagler. We're in the north part of Flagler today. You can see there's these steps that go over. It's called a dune walkover. So we're at a dune walkover. You can see it's pretty extreme getting down to the beach. So it's a steep beach. So a lot of people note that. Being in Flagler, it's a very steep beach, which makes it kind of fun because the waves really come in strong on particular days like this. It's cloudy today, but it's still up in the 80s. We're in October. It's October. I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. Feels fantastic out. Water's beautiful. A little bit stirred up today. I think we got some weather coming in, but for the most part, you got these gorgeous 2- and 3-story homes all along A1A right here. And just gorgeous the way the dunes are, just have these great grasses growing on there, and just the different beach vibe and feel. Especially you've got like the tan dunes, and then you kind of go down to a deep, dark, rich, kind of dark brown beach that you're onto. There are some things I see marked out. I just saw there's some areas that have sea turtle nesting grounds. So just be aware of that. They do really well at kind of marking some of that out. We're gonna make our way back across A1A, back to the car, to look at some local hot spots for eating, some local restaurants, some of my personal favorites we're gonna look at. So let's cross carefully across A1A and let's take a peek at that. Well, if you're in Flagler Beach, if you live here especially, and you love coffee like I love coffee, you got to come down to the Java Joint right here. My wife and I have come here a few times. If you like coffee inside of a real cup, a 12 to 16 ounce cup, this is the place to come. It's the Java Joint Beachside Grill. So they have breakfast, coffee, they have all kinds of different things you can get on the grill. Wonderful different items on the menu that are unique. And what's so fantastic is that it's midday right here in Flagler Beach. There's a great breeze coming off of the ocean right here. You can sit outside, wheelchair accessible. Just a great spot to grab yourself a bite to eat right here at the Java Joint. What's nice about Flagler is that there is a pathway. There's a bike trail, walkway, sidewalk that runs the full length of Flagler Beach. Now today we're at the north side, in the north end of Flagler. Not a very big section. It's 3/4 of a mile wide. It's about a mile and a half total in length. So it's not a very big piece, but it's packed full of so much. You've got a bike path that runs all the way along A1A. I've talked about it before in the video. A1A runs north to south along through Flagler Beach, along the beach side right here. So if you're a bicyclist or you like to walk, you can walk the majority of Flagler Beach. It's very walkable. Neighborhoods are walkable. The road might be a little busy, but this is where you're gonna find a lot of the shops. You're gonna find a lot of the places to eat, restaurants and whatnot. It's a great spot to be. Well, another one of my favorite spots up here in Flagler is the Turtle Shack. Just a great place, outside seating. And I'm a dog lover, so I like to have my dog with me when I go somewhere to eat. What's nice about the Turtle Shack, great beer selection, got a beer selection on tap, got some great unique foods. A lot of the restaurants I'm showing today are small mom and pop shops, very unique places to eat. That's what's so cool about Flagler. You're not gonna find a bunch of name brand restaurants up here, especially on the beach side of Flagler. Well, Flagler Beach is primarily the beach side, but so what you're gonna find is like really small dedicated restaurants that have a unique feel, unique vibe. And again, it's right beside A1A right here. It's just phenomenal. You've got the beach right here, the breeze, the view, plus you have just outside seating, inside seating as well, and a great beer selection. Another unique thing about Flagler Beach, what you're gonna find, there's gonna be a lot of small shops to shop at. Now, a lot of these are what I would consider novelty shops, so they can have little knickknacks, things you're not gonna find in other stores. But this particular spot behind me, the Treasure Company, is right next to the Turtle Shacks, right off of A1A. And again, you go grab yourself a bite to eat, stop by, see if there's a particular gift you can buy for a friend or family member right here. And again, it's right off of A1A, right along the pathway of Flagler Beach. A great place to shop, and of course next door, a great place to eat right there at the Turtle Shack. So I mentioned in the video already just the walkability of Flagler Beach. It's not a very large section up here in Flagler Beach. Probably in total, we're talking maybe 4 miles long. Again, 3/4 of a mile wide. Now this house behind me, I'm going to talk about it in a second, but we're on kind of a cul-de-sac type street. It's not a throughway through here. So you have quiet neighbors, and you have a quiet street, which is a bonus right here. So this house is very, very nice because it is, it's got waterfront. It's got waterfront to the river right here. So behind it's gonna be waterfront, about 45 feet worth of waterfront. So this is a gorgeous, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, 12,014 square feet. Comes in about 490,000. 2-car garage right here, and 2-bedroom, 2-bath, like I said, over 12,000 square feet, got waterfront. And again, it's right here on Flagler Beach, our first house on the list. So we got 2 more on the list, plus a bonus house. So let's go check those out. So for those that know me, I love green spaces. I love park spaces that not only allow dogs, but also have just beautiful views and places where you can do things. So I'm at Silver Lake Park right now, and so this is actually on Silver Lake. So we're actually just a kind of a waterway through here. It does connect, I believe it does connect over to the river, but this is a unique spot right here because it's right in a residential area. You kind of have to come back off of A1A, just a couple streets down to the, I guess it would be to the west of A1A, and you're gonna find this great little park right here. It's handicap accessible, but also has a kayak launch, has some really dark water, but it is a kayak launch, and I have kayaked in dark water like this before. It's really not that scary once you get past these small trees that you brush up against as you get out into the main waterway area. But also here it has a walking trail, has a hiking trail. And so in today's episode, I start talking about like the intercoastal waterway. So you can take the river. If you have a boat, you can launch your boat in the river and you can go north or south. It's just like having a freeway that's the water. So you can travel all the way down to Daytona Beach from this location. We're 18 miles. We're 18 miles from Daytona Beach, but you can launch your boat and you can take your boat all the way to Daytona. Now there's some spots along the way that you can get out into the ocean, but for the most part, it's going to be the intercoastal waterway. And of course you can also go north. So you head north, you got Beverly Beach up to the north, which also has some Atlantic Ocean access. So there's plenty of spots, fishing, and there's some spots that are safe enough to swim, so you can swim along the way. But again, this is just a gorgeous area because this is really not overly developed. There's a huge green space in Flagler Beach. I'm in one of them right now. You can see either direction. You really don't see, you got a lot of trees in the way. You don't see a whole bunch of development going on. You can see kind of behind me across Silver Lake, there are some houses. And then beyond those houses is where you're gonna find the river, the Halifax. The Matanzas River is back there. That's kind of it's the crossover right here. Halifax to the Matanzas River is right through here as well. So this is your access point to Silver Lake. And I believe there is a access beyond Silver Lake out into the river to get to the Atlantic or get to the intercoastal waterway. So again, Silver Lake Park, beautiful right here in Flagler Beach. We have our second house on the list today. Is a gorgeous 4-bedroom, 4-bath house. It's over 2,500 square feet. It comes in at like 798,000 or 795,000. Can't remember quite right. Didn't look at my notes. But out front, you got a complete green space. No neighbors across from you. And behind here, you actually have a pool. Again, like I said, this is our second house on the list. Nice, quiet neighborhood. This is I call it a no-zone street, so there's not much going on. You do have a condo next door, but that's okay. Lots of green space right next to the condo, and beautiful view out front. Like I say, in-ground pool, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, over 2,500 square feet. Comes in at $795,000. Okay, this is our third house on the list. This is a gorgeous house, brand new construction. It's over 6,200, well, it's 6,200 square feet. It's a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bath. It has a beach view. You can see behind me, it's a 3-story home, new construction, brand new everything. So $3.6 million for this. Again, you're on a nice quiet street. A1A is on one side, but you have that beach view, and it's awesome. Walk to the beach. You can walk Silver Lake Park is right down the street from here. And again, it's a third house on the list. Got 2 separate garages to it, 2 separate single garages to it, but it's again 3.6 right here in Flagler Beach. So I always encourage everybody who ever either visits or live in a place to really support local community businesses right here in Flagler Beach. Now we are just to the north of Moody Avenue, Moody Boulevard. And so you see behind me, this is the Salty Turtle, one of those smaller, Salty Turtle is one of those smaller local owned shops that actually has a lot of different beach wear, a lot of different gear and knickknacks and gifts you can buy for somebody. So I'm always wanting people to support local businesses, and this is one of those businesses you want to support. So hit a restaurant, hit the beach, hit one of the local parks. Don't forget to stop at one of the local gift shops like the Salty Turtle. So as promised, I have your bonus home on this video today. So what's so unique about the Flagler Beach area is there is a community that actually has canals that run behind the homes. So you can actually, have a boat as you are living here in this neighborhood. Just great. If you have a boat access, the canal access goes directly out to the river, so you can have your boat and you get right into the actual intercoastal waterway, which is a huge bonus to this neighborhood and to this community as a whole. So behind me I have this nice 3-bedroom 2-bath house. It's about 1,477 square feet. It's coming in at $649,000. And again, the bonus to this is, for one thing, quiet street. It's not a through street, so you have a quiet neighborhood. Neighbors are quiet. It's a gorgeous spot right here, and plus you got that canal right behind you. I think it's about 40 to 45 feet of canal access or waterway area behind you right there. And again, you have your boat, your home, you got your access, of course, to the waterway and the river, but also you're not even more than 5 minutes from the beach. So it really is a picture of the best of both worlds. Again, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,477 square feet, $649,000 right here in Flagler Beach. great spot in Flagler, a little hidden gem back here. It's actually under the Moody Avenue Bridge is Betty's Steflik Park right here. It's got a gigantic pavilion. If you're having a big gathering, you can come over here and have outdoor activities, outdoor barbecue, whatever it may be. Beautiful spot right here. Tons of acreage right here to be used, and walking trails. I'm going to show you kind of behind me what trail I'm on. Right here you have tons of walking trails, boardwalks, plenty of parking. You might be able to see the cars behind me for the parking. Again, I'm always about the green space, and you know, living in Flagler is great. I wish I lived here, but I don't. I live in Daytona. But what's nice is that there is a huge gopher population right here. So along with turtles and snakes and owls as well. So I haven't seen any gophers today, but they're out here and they're protected along with tortoises, snakes, and owls. So you've got some nice walking trails right here. You got some off pathway trails that take you through some grassy areas, and but you got some sun, some shade. One thing a lot of people ask is, does it flood in the area? Well, Flagler Beach, very unique because you have kind of the intercoastal waterway, which we're coming out on right now, that can flood with high tide, high rain. You can get some flooding in the area. So just be aware of, if you have a house that's kind of in the lower lying areas, closer to the river is typically where the issue is. As you get closer to the beach, it actually raises up close to 15 to 20 feet in some spots. Some houses are on what we call dune type raises that kind of bring that elevation up a little bit. But for the most part, not a whole bunch of issues up here in Flagler. But like I said, the river tide, the river does change with different tide flows. So you're going to have different elevations for the river, which is important to know if you're a boater and you're in certain areas that's closer to the shoreline. High tide might be fine, but then as the tide goes out, your boat may actually come down and sit on the river bottom. So you may not want to have that. So just be aware of that. Hey, I want to thank you for watching today's episode of Flagler Beach. This is the north section of Flagler Beach. As always, if this is the first time to the channel, go ahead, hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a thing about living in Daytona Beach, living in Flagler Beach, or any place in Florida. And of course, if you're moving in 12 days to 12 months, even 3 days to 3 months, give us a call, text, email, set up a Zoom video call, or leave a comment, because we will make your move memorable. Until next time, I'll see you at the beach.